Martian, 2015, full story summary. The Martian is a science fiction film directed by Ridley Scott, based on Andy Weir's novel. The story follows astronaut Mark Watney, played by Matt Damon, who is stranded on Mars and must use his knowledge of science and engineering to survive. Plot summary. Mission to Mars and the Storm. In the near future, NASA's Ares 3 mission is conducting research on Mars. A powerful dust storm forces the crew, led by Commander Melissa Lewis, to abort the mission and evacuate. During the retreat, Mark Watney is struck by debris, lost in the storm, and presumed dead. The crew leaves, believing he is gone. Survival on Mars. Watney regains consciousness and makes his way to the habitat module, HAB. He realizes he is alone, with limited food, water, and oxygen. Using his knowledge of botany and engineering, he grows food by planting potatoes using Martian soil and his own waste as fertilizer. Generates water by burning hydrazine, rocket fuel, and combining hydrogen with oxygen. Repairs communication by locating and modifying the Pathfinder probe to contact NASA. NASA discovers Watney is alive. NASA, led by Teddy Sanders and Mindy Park, satellite operator, notices movement on Mars and confirms Watney is alive. They establish communication, and Rich Purnell, a NASA scientist, devises a rescue plan. Rescue plans and challenges. 1. Supply probe failure. NASA sends a supply mission, but it explodes during launch. 2. China offers help. The China National Space Administration, CNSA, offers a rocket to send supplies. 3. The Rich Purnell maneuver. Instead of waiting for another mission, Ares 3's crew, still traveling back to Earth, set slingshots back to Mars to save Watney. Escape from Mars. Watney travels 3,200 kilometers to the Ares 4 launch site at Schiaparelli crater. He modifies the MEV Mars Ascent Vehicle to reduce weight. Ares 3 crew arrives, and Commander Lewis personally rescues Watney in space. Conclusion. Watney returns to Earth safely. He later becomes an instructor, teaching future astronauts. The film ends with a new Ares Vist mission preparing for another journey to Mars. Science accuracy, realistic. Gravity, space travel, use of solar panels, and farming techniques are scientifically accurate. Fictionalized. Mars's storms are not as strong in reality, and some survival techniques are exaggerated. Would you like a shorter version or more details on the science behind it? How Mark Watney grows food in The Martian. When stranded on Mars, astronaut Mark Watney faces a major problem. He has limited food supplies that won't last until rescue. To survive, he uses science and ingenuity to grow food on Mars. Steps Watney takes to grow potatoes on Mars. 1. Finds a food source. He discovers potatoes brought for the mission's Thanksgiving meal. These become his seed source. 2. Creates soil for farming. Mars has soil, but it lacks nutrients for plants. Watney mixes Martian soil with human waste, feces from the crew's stored waste bags, to provide essential bacteria and nutrients. 3. Generates water for plants. Since Mars has no liquid water, he makes his own by burning hydrazine, rocket fuel, which produces hydrogen. He then combines hydrogen with oxygen from the HAB's oxygen supply, creating H2O water. 4. Sets up a greenhouse. He converts part of the habitat module, HAB, into a greenhouse. Uses plastic sheets and insulation to trap heat and moisture. 5. Plants and grows potatoes. He cuts potatoes into pieces, each with an eye, bud, and plants them in the fertilized soil. He carefully controls temperature and humidity inside the HAB. 6. Harvesting and disaster. The potatoes begin to grow successfully, providing him hope for long-term survival. However, a HAB breach causes a decompression accident, destroying his farm and killing most of the plants. He salvages a few remaining potatoes but loses a major food source. This farming effort extends his survival, showing how science and resourcefulness can help overcome extreme challenges. Would you like a breakdown of the real science behind this? How Mark Watney generates water in The Martian. In The Martian, astronaut Mark Watney is stranded on Mars with a limited water supply. To survive, he creates water using chemistry from available resources. Steps to generate water on Mars. 1. Understanding the problem. Mars has no liquid water, only ice and vapor in small amounts. Watney needs water for drinking and growing potatoes. The Hab's water supply is too low to sustain him until rescue. 2. Using hydrazine, rocket fuel, Watney finds hydrazine, N2H4, a chemical used as rocket fuel. Hydrazine can be broken down into hydrogen, H2, and nitrogen, N2. 3. Extracting hydrogen, he sets up a chemical reaction using a catalyst to break hydrazine into its components. N2H4, N2, nitrogen, plus 2H2 hydrogen gas. 4. Combining hydrogen with oxygen to make water, Watney burns hydrogen in the presence of oxygen from the Hab's supply. This forms H2O, water vapor, which condenses into liquid water. The reaction, 2H2 plus O2, 2H2O. 5. Managing the risks. The reaction is highly explosive, and Mars's low pressure makes it even more dangerous. At one point, excess hydrogen causes a small explosion, but Watney adjusts the process. 6. He collects enough water using condensation inside the Hab. This allows him to irrigate his potato farm and survive longer. Real-world science accuracy. Possible. Hydrazine can be used to extract hydrogen, and burning it with oxygen can create water. Dangerous and risky. The explosion risk is high, and NASA would have safer methods for water generation. Would you like a deeper breakdown of the chemistry or comparisons with real-life space missions?